All right, here's a Monday morning maintenance for August the 11th. It's really interesting that today's chapter or topic would be about relationship, and I'm here all alone. Sorry that folks are busy and had other commitments today. But I'll record this so that we have it, so that if anybody has time this week, they can come back to this as a way to think about how important relationships are to us in our health and our self-care. In our book, we're on page 54, and it's day 13, the healing power of relationship. And the verse of the day is Ecclesiastes. It's actually chapter 4, verses 9 through 12. Two are better than one because they have a good return for their hard work. If either should fall, one can pick up the other. But how miserable are those who fall and don't have a companion to help them up? Also, if two lie down together, they can stay warm, but how can anyone stay warm alone? Also, one can be overpowered, but two can put up resistance. A three-ply cord doesn't easily snap. Dr. Shaniqua Walker Barnes talks a lot about the power of relationship and how it helps you to be strong, and how you aren't just you in this world. You are you as you are in relationship with other people. I read this story yesterday with our children sermon effort at Good Shepherd in Swansea. And I love Elephant Piggy. They're books by Mo Willems. He's kind of the Dr. Seuss of our times. But these are two book characters that are good friends, and one always can support the other one. And in this story, Piggy's invited to a party, and Elephant knows all about how to get ready. We read this so we could think about how we're all invited to the party and we're all ready to go right now, right here, just as we are. We are enough. So, relationships. We want to think about how which ones are nourishing for us, which ones help us to be strong, which ones are the ones we might need to let go, which are the ones we don't need to put as much time and effort into, because they're not making us healthful, and they're not helpful to our growth and to our being the very best version of ourselves. Tough stuff to think about, but our yoga helps us get her done. So let's begin with the breath. Let the air go up the nose, and then let it come out the nose or the mouth. Continue to breathe air up the nose and air out the nose or mouth. As you breathe, make sure you think about the idea of the yah in the way, the YH and the WH. Hello, friend. I'm glad you can make it.
Hey, how are you?
I'm good. I was just saying today's ideas about relationship, and I was all alone. So now I have a friend. Yay, thank
Here
you,
we have
friend.
it.
I appreciate it. We're just beginning with the breath.
Okay.
So air is going up the nose, air is going out the mouth or nose. We're hearing that sound of YH, WH, knowing that God is with us with each breath. We're feeling the breath move as we feel the body expand front and back, expand side to side, like with our side ribs, and expand like top bottom. Like we just feel that whole breath cavity. Feel with the air. Yesterday, I had something that was niggling at my noggin, and I was worried, and I heard that sound in my heart that, you just need to take that breath. That God is with us, that God gives us perspective and helps us through the troubled moments with that deep breath. All right, we'll begin with warm up. Are you okay to be on the mat today or on the floor? Okay. All right. So we'll begin with our sun salutations, and we'll start at the top of our mat space. And we'll breathe in and reach high with the breath. And then exhale and fold the body. Inhale, come up about halfway. And then exhale and fold back down. Walk back and find a plank where your body is long and strong. Your hips are in line with your back. Your hips are in line with your legs. You're pushing through the floor, opening through the shoulder blades. The crown of the head is reaching forward and the toes are under the heels as you pull the abdominal muscles up and in. Your knees come down and your hips go back. And you find that child's posture, and your legs can be nice and wide here, wide as your mat space if you would like. And you're welcome to stay right there, or you can push up, bringing the chest forward, sending the legs back, and find your back bend. But it's okay to stay right there in the child's pose if that feels better for your spine this morning. Elbows are under shoulders if you are working the back bend, or you can make it a stronger, a more so, working back bend by lifting up and finding the snake. You move back into your table. If you're in child's pose, you just come on up. Dig toes into the mat, send your hips high, and find your downward facing dog. Breath goes in, breath goes out. And you walk the paws of your dog together. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, reach back down. Send your hips way back as you reach your arms out over the side of the mat and push the four corners into the floor as you reach high and stretch high and bring your palms together, thumbs to your heart, and hands down by your side. All right, we'll do that again. We're working the sunshine and we're also moving the spine all the good ways that we can move it. All right, inhale, reach hands high. Exhale, fold your body. Inhale, come up halfway. And exhale, reach back down. Walk back and find a second plank, holding that body long and strong. Channel your inner diving board. I always feel like I'm a diving board by the pool with this pose. And then knees go down, hips go back. You can hang out there or move forward for your back bend. Listening to your body though. If this doesn't feel good in your back, you can hang out in child's pose and just meet in the table. Come on up to your table, your dog. And then walk the paws of your dog together into the fold. And inhale, come up halfway. And exhale, reach back down. Sending hips away, reaching arms out over the side. And this time, meet in the chair pose. So with chair pose, those leg muscles are, those femur bones are side by side. The hips are back. You're reaching shoulders up, or you can have arms here, arms high, arms here, fist to hips. But you're practicing those muscles that help you with getting up and down out of a chair, getting up and down off of the toilet, right? And it's strengthening. And then push to the floor and come up nice and tall and find your mountain pose. So the four corners of your feet are meaning the floor. You roll your shoulders up and over and back and down, hands down by your side. And hopefully you're warm. Are you warm and ready to work? When we're warm in our bodies, we're less likely to injure our bodies. All right, one hand on a hip as you reach up and over and get a side bend. The opposite hand up and over for a bending in the opposite direction. And then reach your feet nice and wide as feels good for you and stretch your arms out to create the star pose. As we think about the story of Abraham, yesterday in the lectionary, that was the part of the first lesson, how God promises Abraham that he will make his family as much, as large as all those stars in the sky. And I loved a line from the children's Bible that said, Abraham trusted God more than what he could see. He trusted the promise of God more than what he could see. So even though we don't understand exactly how the promises will work out, we trust God, we believe, and we have hope and faith. And when we don't, we have other people, our relationships help us to be strong. All right, we're going to twist our star and then fold your star. So if you want to go down like to just a chair or you can stack something up, or if your body will allow you to go lower, you can get to the floor. You can also make the feet wider here. That can help you go lower. And feel the stretches that you feel in your body, maybe in your legs, your back, your arms, wherever you may feel it, your neck. If your neck doesn't like looking high, you can look low. And then you're going to be strong in your feet as they push into the floor, strong in the legs, strong in the middle as you breathe in and you lift your star back to the twist. And then untwist. And then come back to the star in the opposite direction. The hand up towards the device is going to reach forward and down wherever it may be, maybe to a chair, a couch, or to the floor, or a stack of books. And then reach high as you open and twist in the opposite direction. Again, if your neck isn't happy, let it rest here. Feel the stretch in the legs, hopefully, and the back, and all over. Now, press the four corners of the feet into the floor. Squeeze the muscles in the legs, squeeze the muscles in the middle, and breathe in as you lift. And then open your star and twinkle, 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 twinkle. All right, relax your arms. Find your Eiffel Tower or your Superman or Wonder Woman pose. This promotes that good posture, which helps with deep breathing, but it also promotes confidence. And there is research that shows that when you stand in this way, people who they've done experiments like with the job interviews and those type of situations where people who have that poor posture versus strong power pose, tall posture, they actually have more confidence in that job interview. It's kind of fascinating. Don't know how you measure all that, but then relax and come back to center, and we'll work our tree pose. The tree has strong roots that go down deep, right? You also have those branches and that supple quality that can bend with the wind and be flexible so that the tree can be tall and continue to stand. All right, so find that foot that is the weaker maybe leg of your body if you have one, and then root it into the floor, four corners of the feet, and then find where you want to work your opposite leg. Heel can be on top. You can take your kickstand. You could come up the leg. You can find it higher if that feels good. Some people even like to put the foot in the hip crease. Wherever you would like to work your tree today is good. And then reach the branches nice and high. Branches that are high come low, the leg that's up comes down. And now you feel what it feels like to be you as you work one side with balance and one side, had some stretch. And now you're going to work the opposite way. So you take that moment for interoception. And then you set up for the opposite way. And just because you did it one way on one side doesn't mean you have to do it the same way on the other side. Find what works for you on this side of the body. Branches that are high can come low, legs that are up can come down. Take a moment to feel what you feel. And because we started with the weaker side, maybe, of our bodies, we're going to go back to that side and give it double chance to strengthen today. And so pick the side you feel like that could use the more work. Like I say, we hopefully started that side and then root those four corners of the feet in and then find where you want to work it one more time. Just to give that side of the body a chance to strengthen a little more since it's a little bit, maybe you've noticed or observed that it may be weaker. Branches that are high come low, the leg that's up comes down. Take a moment to feel what you feel and take that deep breath in and let it go. Maybe even use your arms to help you breathe deeply. Breath in and breath out. All right, we'll meet on the mat, and I wanted to focus on a few ways to take care of sciatica issues and help me, Dr. Lillian. But I think that the sciatic nerve is something that connects in the low back or the back area and goes all the way down through your, gluteus muscles and into the leg. Yes, and
Yes.
people that have problems, have tingling or I had a friend that's experienced some issues, and I wanted to share with him some good ideas of what to do to take care of yourself. And one of those things is just a seated twist. And so we'll start today with one leg up, and then the other leg is going to tuck underneath. So I'm going to tuck my leg underneath my opposite leg. And anytime your body says, ow, 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 don't go any further here, find that way to stop. And a way to modify this, if this is too much to actually bend the leg and tuck it, is to take the leg long and leave the other leg up instead of tucking. Or you may even cross the leg over. Those are all kind of ways to do the same idea. So find what works best for your body. And then what you're going to do is you're going to breathe in and grow as tall as you can with your body. And then you reach and wrap around towards that bent knee. So I'll be moving away from the camera. And then the opposite arm can reach high and up and over and create like a second backbone for your body. And this is called a simple twist. Unfurl, uncurl as you bring your body back around center. You can take both legs out and feel what you feel. and then set up to do the twist in the opposite direction. So the knee that was long is going to be the knee that's up, or if you liked it better longer, you can tuck this leg like we did. All the options are available to you. The leg can stay in front, the leg can move to the side, whatever feels good. You grow tall with the body, and then you reach around, reach up and over, back and down, and you feel the twist on this side and the stretch that may possibly relieve some of that pain that you experienced with sciatica. Because what we're doing is we're kind of creating some space. Sciatica is the inflammation, that irritation, and so we're giving that nerve some space with these particular stretches. So breathe in, grow taller, exhale, find maybe a little more to your twist and more to your stretch. All right. Take another breath in and unfurl and curl. Bring your legs out and feel what you feel. You can feel a wiggle wiggle if that feels good to let go of some of the work, relaxing the legs. Now, the next thing you want to try are some hamstring stretches, and we've got lots of options with this. One thing you can do for a hamstring stretch is you can reach up and you can reach over wherever that is for you to feel the stretch in the back of the legs. That may be too much. You can put a strap, a rope, a belt, something around your feet, and you can stretch here. If you have any issues with your spine as far as bone loss, like if the doctors ever recommended that you have maybe osteopenia, osteoporosis, and you want to do keep the back nice and long, you don't want to curl the spine because that can be a way to lead to fracture. So you can be nice and tall as you reach. But you can also do it one leg at a time. Yeah, you can reach and curl one leg in. That's a way to get it done. Or you can work on your back. I'm going to work on my back, but you find any of those three ways that feels right for you today. Lots of options so that you can find the thing that works best for you. And you're going to lay on your back body, keep one leg up and lift another leg high. I like this one a lot. And then you pull that leg towards the body, and that helps us stretch out the muscles in the back of the leg that we refer to as the hamstring muscles. Again, you can have a strap, and you can have a belt that goes over the foot, and you can pull it this way, and that would also get the same work done. Now from here, we're going to go ahead into the figure four stretch, which you can do in any of those ways that we were showing before where you're staying seated with it. But here on our backs, we'll cross the ankle under the knee and then pull the back. The leg in. You can keep that leg relaxed. You don't have to keep it lifted up, the one of the leg. Now, if you chose to, let me roll to my side. If you chose to be up with that, see, what you would do is you would just take one leg over the other here and then adjust where your hips are to help that stretch, create that stretch. And then from here, the flat of the foot that's crossed over, is going to reach to the ground, and you find one more full twist here for your body as your feet and knees fall one direction and your gaze goes the opposite. If you're seated and you did the figure four on your seat, you could just cross the legs and do an owl twist here if that would work best. With the crossed legs, you just twist with one arm on that opposite knee. All right, come back to center. Find those windshield wipers. And then work the opposite leg. Hamstring stretch, figure four stretch, and then we'll finish with the twist before we rest. Cross the ankle under the knee, pull that leg into the body. Let your breathing be easy. Let the breath flow in and out. And I'm just going to roll over to model that owl twist. So if you were here and doing your hip stretch here, instead of trying to twist like we were doing with letting the leg fall, you would just find your cross-legged position and twist in this way. Now, any other movement your body needs before we rest, go ahead and give yourself that gift of movement, and then we'll take a time for a small shavasana and meditation. So for today's shavasana, today's meditation, I'd like to offer, since we're thinking of relationships, the loving kindness meditation. It's just one of my favorites. And I think if we did that every day, the world would be a more loving, a more harmonious, more getting along kind of place. Because as you rest, you think of holding a mirror and looking at your reflection and saying to yourself, you are enough. And may you be happy and healthy. And may you live life with peace, ease, and grace. As you look into that mirror, remember that lesson I was sharing about the party, having your lamp full, being ready because you don't know when the master will return, and you think about that idea that you are ready, you are enough. God has done everything. You're welcomed in the waters of baptism. You're invited into the family. You're fed with God's word and the holy meal, and you are ready right now to receive the blessing. That's not a scripture to help us or to help to make us feel anxious or nervous or worried. It's a scripture that reminds us we're ready. We're ready to come to the party. And now think of somebody, when you just think of them, you just crack open with a smile because, boy, this person is easy to get along with and you love them and they love you. And there's no, it's not hard to be around this person. It's easy. And you could talk about things and you can break things down. And you could count on this person when you're in a sticky situation. And say to that person today, you are enough. You are invited to the party. And may you live life with peace, ease, and grace. And may you be happy and healthy. And now think of somebody that you don't know very well. You just kind of know them when you see them. Or maybe it's just a perfect stranger that you met today when you were grocery shopping. Like, just think of that somebody you don't know well and say those same ideas. You are a child of God. You are enough. You're invited to the party. And may you be happy and healthy. And may you live life with peace, ease, and grace. And then think of someone that's difficult to be around. It's kind of the opposite of what we described. You always have to work hard at that relationship. And so say to that person, you're enough. You're invited to the party. You are a child of God, and may you live happy and healthy. May you live life with peace, ease, and grace. Just observe the challenges if you have any, sharing those sentiments with this difficult person in your life. And remember that God is working through us always in every way. And so we keep showing up and we keep trying to be that person that loves the unlovable, just how much God loves us always, no matter what. No matter what decisions or crazy stuff we come up with next, God doesn't give up on us, and we don't want to give up on one another either. And then finally, come back to yourself and look at that reflection in the mirror and remind yourself you are a most precious child of God. God created you to be just who you are. You're enough, and may you be happy and healthy, and may you live life with peace, ease, and grace. No matter your circumstances, may you feel joy and well-being. You can flutter those eyelids open. You can invite movement back into the body. Remember that when God says something, it's as good as done. God spoke the stars into existence. He just used words and boom, it happened. When we take a deep breath, we have that power in us, that power of the resurrection. And nothing is impossible with God. So when we feel despair, when we feel worry about the world in which we lived, we remember also yesterday's gospel text that said, "Do not worry, little flock." It is God's pleasure to give us the kingdom. And we are enough, and we are ready to receive that blessing. And that gift is so much, it compels us to do love and share love with others, no matter how unlovable. Maybe choose relationships over riches and people over profit. And may today be a wonderful, wonderful day, because God is with you on every step. All right. Namaste.
Thank you.